Hello folks, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Cameron Shinak. I'm doing another trimmer video. Today I have the Andis GTX, and now that I always keep my boxes for my trimmers. I bought this February 2014, just about 3 months ago. It's first week of June right now, so I've been having these clippers for about let's say 3 months now, and I haven't been getting the full GTX experience, like what it says, the Andis experience. I haven't been getting the full Andis experience up here. I haven't been getting the full Andis experience, and I've been wondering what's wrong with this trimmer. I'm not getting the full blast, full power out of it. I start off in the day cutting with it. It starts off real nice. The blade is excellent, folks. Blade is exceptional. Very, very nice blade. But as the more I cut or it gets hot, the weaker the blade. It's like it gets caught up. Maybe it slows down. So a lot of times I can't make it throughout the day with this. So last week I brought this home, and I've already experimented with working with adjusting it to see how can I get more power, and I feel as though I figured it out. I went on YouTube and seen some other guys work their Andis trimmers. These GTXs are the same thing as the Andis outliner, and these are nothing but outliner tools with a big cord on them. And I was thinking that you got more power with this cord, but I think the GTX, the difference is the blade. Because with this blade has longer teeth than what's on the Andis. The teeth on these Andis outliner tools, they are very, 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 very short. You can't even hardly see them. Whereas the blade on this, I can't really focus this camera. It's like on autofocus, so I'm trying to keep this at a distance. Whereas these blades, the teeth on here are more longer. But back to the problem. I didn't have a problem with the blade. The blade cuts excellent. The blade is awesome. Problem I had was power with these trimmers. So I bring these home, and I figure out that I've already taken it apart. If you're having trouble with your outliner tools or your GTXs, keeping power in them, I've seen where barbers, this is what I started off doing. I was messing with the little screw right here. There's a little screw right here. I was messing with this screw, and I was adjusting that, but it wasn't doing much. Now, where I found out where I could get my power from is because a lot of times when I get a lot of my Andis clippers and trimmers, it's like they don't calibrate them that well at the manufacturer place or whatever, at the Andis manufacturing center. So a lot of my Andis products, I have to calibrate them myself. I wind up calibrating them myself and adjusting them. So what I figured out, if you get, you have to take your trimmer apart. So the tools you'll need is a Phillips head screwdriver, got that, and just a pair of pliers. I like this one with the angle on it. I like these pliers right here with the angle on it. So once you take your case apart, once you take your case apart, now you're pretty much ready. But I adjust this little ball, this little rod with the ball on it. And what this does, what I figured out, and I've been using these products for maybe 16, 17 years, and throughout the years I kind of play with them, but I've never just gone into detail like this. So, and it's good to be able to adjust your trimmers, because a lot of times I may have sent stuff back, and it was stuff like this that I needed to do, because they sent me other products back, and I get the same results. So learn how to adjust these and calibrate them yourself. You'll save yourself a lot of time and money and get the most out of your equipment. So with these right here, what this does it puts that tension. It provides the movement for the moving blade. The side to side, left to right movement. It's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth at a rapid pace. Now, like when I adjusted this at the shop, I took these pliers and I bent this. I bent this back. I bent it more upwards. I grabbed a hold of that little ball joint and I went up on it. And what that did was made this moving blade. It put more tension on this moving blade, made it tighter. So when I cut it on, it barely moves. Matter of fact, it stopped moving. And I kept trying to adjust it best way I could at the shop, but I had customers coming in, so I had to put it down, put it back again. I said I'm going to resume this at the house. So this is what I've been doing. I've adjusted it more downward. When you bring it down, it's kind of self-explanatory. It loosens up the tension a little bit. You don't want it down too far where the blade, you can take it too far where the blade isn't even touching, where the moving blade is not even touching the steel blade when you put it back together. You want to find that point. You want to bend that to a point where you get a nice movement, back and forth movement. And once you get it to that point, your trimmers you're gonna maximize that power because you have the right amount of tension between the moving blade and the steel blade. So and it's kind of I want to say it didn't take me long. Once I figured out what I was doing, it didn't take me long. But and it's kind of self-explanatory. So once you mess with it a little bit, you should be able to get the hang of it. And then when I did that, I made sure I had my once I put the blade back on, then I made sure that I had a little space in between this little ball and this little top circle area on my blade right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a shadow on there. Do it with the let me show you with this. There's gonna be a little area where my ball is touching, and I have a little space right here at the top. I have a little space. So picture the top of the screwdriver as the little ball. Now it's up here. Once I adjust that screw, it comes down just a little bit where I have a little space in between that ball, and that's what you want. See if I can bring it up closer, where you have a little space between that ball, and that's what you're striving for. You don't have to do that. But that seems, I saw on another YouTube channel where this one guy, he took his clippers apart. And he felt as though that made a huge difference. So it seemed like it kind of slightly does. But the main difference for me was that I adjusted this ball. I adjusted it to a level. You probably can take your hands and do it if you don't have pliers. But a barber has to have these little. To be a barber, you have to have these in addition to your trimmers and your clippers. But you adjust that ball and rod to where you get the right amount of tension, and that should free it up. If your blade is not moving at all, that means this blade is up too high. I mean, this ball and rod is up there. It's up too high. So you need to bring it down a little bit and watch how you do it. You got to do it in small increments, So that solved the problem. I'm going to put this back together, and I'm going to kind of show you some comparisons that I noticed about this Andis 2 and this GTX. Some little small differences and where they parallel, because they're basically the same trimmer.